This is the second part of our video for the Florida Adventure Trail through the Croom area. As I said before, the temperature is about 88. It got pretty warm that day, and we had a great time. It seemed like on the Florida Adventure Trail in the Croom area that there were more obstacles and everything going out than as you come in on this part of the trail through Croom. This part of the Florida Adventure Trail was a whole lot of fun, and it could be done with just about any kind of vehicle. You don't need anything really extreme or anything to get through here, just a little bit of common sense. The scenery as you go through the Croom area is typical Florida. It's just really nice area. In case you hadn't seen the first part of the video, this is a section that the section before this is Richland, and you come over down State Road 50 and go under 75, and Croom is on the other side there, just north of Brooksville. If you go to the FloridaAdventureTrail.com, you can do a GPX file, and that will help guide you through the Florida Adventure Trail from the entire Georgia line to the Alabama line. The GPX file will give you all your fuel points and things to see, as well as keep you on the route and tell you about the bypasses and so forth on the trail. This is part of a sectional trip where I'm doing the Croom section, and I'm going to go up to Citrus and get Citrus out of the way, just so I can see what it's like. I've hunted both Croom and Citrus before, but I haven't been up there and did the Florida Adventure Trail. I am kind of coming up here and scouting it out for a future trip with the Tiny Camper Company, where we are going to go, and we'll be dragging the Tiny Camper Kongs and Rugged Rhinos through here. So I'm just kind of scouting it out and seeing what it's like. I've already drugged my Tiny Camper Company Kong through some of Ocala and Richland on the Florida Adventure Trail, and it was a great time. When I went through Richland, it was rainy, and it was pretty wet all the way through. One of the trails was quite a bit of water. My Kong is actually set up on 31s right now, and soon to be set up on the same 35s as what's on my Jeep. The Florida Adventure Trail through the Croom Wildlife Management Area is a pretty moderate, nothing really extreme or anything. And you could make it real mild because of the bypasses. And if you're out, it's just a really good place to go for the day and have your little trail ride. If you like videos like this, how about giving it a thumbs up? And if you haven't subscribed yet, how about subscribing to the channel? And you can hit the notification bell there, and that'll let you know when the next video comes out. Along about in here is where it started to get really fun. I have a little bit of a challenge to get through this mud hole here. You're not stuck until you can't move anywhere. I lost forward progress and then turned around and was able to make it out. It just gets fun. When I was up there hadn't been much rain previously, so therefore it was fairly dry. So when you see me go through these big mud holes like this, if it's been raining, they're going to be deep. Don't forget that I'm out by myself today, and that the only thing I've got if I get stuck is a 9,500 pound winch to pull me out. And it's just be a little cautious, and you can go about anywhere you want to go. One of the big things is just get out and have an adventure. Get out, get some mud, get in the dirt, and just go out and explore. And it can be a awesome time. Just know your limitations and that kind of thing, and so that you just don't want to get out there and jump off into some big mud hole and end up stuck and take have to call somebody to come get you out. Just remember that Croom here is part of the Florida Adventure Trail, and if you download that GPX file, it will have all the different points on there, as well as fuel stops and points of interest that you might see something or have some great place to eat. It takes you from up the Florida-Georgia line down through Osceola and some of the other management areas up there in the north part of Florida, and through Ocala, Richland, Croom, Citrus, and over across Tate's Hill is another one, and into the management areas up in the Panhandle and everything, and right on out into Alabama. And they are also connect with the Georgia Adventure Trail as well as the Alabama Adventure Trail. So download that GPX file, and that way you can stay right on the trail. The Croom part of the Florida Adventure Trail sure is a lot of fun, and like I keep saying, I mean, it's just it's a fairly easy trail to ride, and you know, a great part of the Florida Adventure Trail. The few trails that they use for the Florida Adventure Trail through Croom is only a few of the trails that they have in Croom. And there are plenty more trails to explore while you're here, and just enjoy yourself. If you're into hiking, there's several trails that you can hike on through Croom, as well as the Florida Scenic Trail goes through Croom. And one of the other features about Croom is there's a few caves here, and if you check it out, I believe a couple of the caves are marked on the Florida Adventure Trail. By following the Florida Adventure Trail through Croom, you only spend a few hours here. It's not an all-day thing unless you get stuck or you go and check out some of the other trails. And then once you get out of here, you'll jump over to Citrus, and there in Citrus, once again, they have caves and part of the Florida Scenic Trail, hiking trail, goes through there, and both of these areas are just amazing. When I was up in Croom, it was on a Tuesday, and I had one truck that passed me, and I think it was a contractor. I don't think it was actually out doing anything. And of course, I could be wrong, but there just wasn't a whole lot of people up here. So just, you know, if you're coming up by yourself, be careful. Um, you know, don't bite off more than you can chew. As you have seen, the trails here at Croom are pretty much dug out like this. You run through many of them, and you run up on the ridges. And as you drive around, you can get pretty flexy here at Croom. After doing this short section of the Florida Adventure Trail solo, I can't wait to get with my buddies so that we can come up here and we can actually come in here and have a little bit of fun. Somebody once asked me, when you're out adventuring, do you prefer to go by yourself, with somebody else, your significant other or a friend, or do you prefer to be with a group? And each has its own positive and negatives. When you're by yourself, you make all the decisions, you go where you want to go. But if something happens, you're by yourself. You have no help. But if you're with somebody, say your significant other or a friend, if something happens, well, they're there to help you. But they're there also to say, no, let's don't go there. Let's go over here and do this. But then there's also a group. And when you go as a group, you know, there's just no other way to put it. It's a lot of fun. So each one's got its own little pluses and negatives and makes it enjoyable any way you go. If you haven't hit that like button yet, how about hitting the like button? And while you're at it, if you're not a subscriber, how about subscribing to the channel? And at the same time, reach over and hit the notification bell there. That way you'll be notified when the next video comes out. Well, that's all for this video of the Florida Adventure Trail through Croom. And the next section will be the Citrus Wildlife Management Area. I did it the same day, and oh, it was just an awesome time. I want to tell everybody thanks for watching, and come back and watch the next video.